What we're going to be doing in this video is going over some of the changes that we've made to the model number system in Lizzy. To start, I'm going to go to the serialized section, and then we're going to management, and then we're going to list model numbers. You can also get to this same control in a number of other areas like settings and those kind of places. So no matter where you go to get to the control, it's all of these features I'm about to show you are all the same. So to do this, I'm just going to select a model number. So let's say I go to search for a CBR 1000. So I'm just going to select the model number that I'm interested in. And this control is fairly close to the same as it was before. You still have the defaults up here that you can choose that'll open up your financing information like setup, default jobs, that kind of thing that you want to have. Basically what happens here is whatever you fill in for the MSRP and the cost and whatever happens to be in the system for that particular model number, the system will default to that information anytime you add a new model number into the system or a new unit into the system that shares that detail. The other thing that we have here, if we go down to the bottom of this model number information, you'll see a new button here that says Add New Rebate. And when you click on that button, it will actually open up detail to enter a rebate. In previous versions of Lizzy, you actually did this on the major unit deal, and you can still do it over there. The difference here is that now you can do it ahead of time, and you can try to manage your rebates a little bit better instead of having to have an invoice to tie them to all the time. In addition, if you add a rebate here and you happen to have a major unit on a deal already that rebate applies to, Lizzy will now notify you that something has changed and that it has added an additional rebate on the invoice. So it kind of helps to make sure that all of your invoices all share the same rebates and that they're all equally applied throughout the system. So to create a rebate, you basically just give it a name. So I'll just call this test. You tell it how much of a rebate it is. So we'll just say that it's $1,000. When the rebate actually becomes active, so if it's already active, I can put in today or a previous date. And then once we choose a day, the next thing we have is the expiration date. That's how long is the rebate good for. Now, if you don't know how long the rebate is going to be good, then you can put in 2015, January 1st, 2015 if you want, but you are required to put in an expiration date. You can't leave that field blank. So I'll just say for this particular rebate that we're going to choose December the 4th. What percentage of this is going to be for the customer? So let's say this particular rebate is 100% for the customer. And then what payment method are we going to use to pay this particular rebate when we get ready to cash out the deal? And to be clear here, this is what Lizzy actually uses to go in to create the AR to the vendor to make sure that you get paid for that rebate later on. So once we get this information in, we just hit the save button, and now we can see that that particular model number now has a rebate applied to it. And you can create as many different rebates as you want with as many different processes as you need to. But the key focus here is on having a standardized rebate section that is only for that model number and is not tied directly to the invoice for the purpose of creating it. Everything else on the major unit deal, as you'll see here in some other videos, are pretty much the same. But you can now go in and create your rebates and everything here in the model number section instead of having to wait until you do a deal.